Good morning, good morning. It's morning where I am, and welcome to the neighborhood. This is Sophia from Sophia Brings Light, and that's the name of my channel. I invite you into my personal grimoire, as it were. So you might be into some of my thoughts, what I'm thinking about for the day, how I'm feeling, what I researched, and those kind of things. Well, today I call them my It's one of those moments of what I'm thinking about. And so I invite you in. I got my cup of tea. Sit back and relax, and let's just like have a girlfriend, which friend, best friend, you best friends, a best friend conversation. I'm drinking some herbal tea, and it is a real good mix and blend of different kind of spices and a little bit of a milk flavor, and I just love it. So here we go. Well, what I was thinking about today is, you know, sometimes the best moments of my practice, as you can see, I don't have on any makeup. I am actually, if you could see this, I am in my pajamas. If you could see, I'm in my most comfortable self. I am as raw as I can get right now. And sometimes those are the best moments for me. Sitting at my desk, or my working altar as I call it, and I'm not doing anything particularly. I'm not doing no spells or nothing like that. I'm just being in this space. The room that I am, my sacred room, is almost like a liminal space for me, this space between worlds. And in this moment, I'm just being in this space, enjoying. I just pulled some cards that were very beneficial to me, that really speak to me. My birthday is in like 2 or 3 days, and I will be 62 years old. So I'm thinking about what's next for me. And when you're 62, you realize that not in the beginning of my lifespan, but I'm nearing the end of my lifespan. And so your thinking processes and what you think kind of transform. And when you're a very spiritual person, or a witch as it were, there's a shift in your thinking and about what am I going to do with this part of my life. And part of that is that I've been given the gift of freedom to do, and so have you, if you really think about it, to do whatever I choose to do, to live my life however I choose to do that. And I get to define how I want to do that from this point on, which is a blessing and a gift. You know, in different seasons, just like the maid, the maiden, the crone, and the mother, basically, those 3 aspects of femininity, I've actually gone through, and now I'm in my crone stage. Each of those stages. When I was a maiden, I was looking forward to having a family and, all encompassing that, find the one I love. And then as a mother, I have gone through that stage. I have 2 beautiful daughters that are on their own and grown and doing well in life. Pray, that's a blessing. And now I'm in my crone stage. And when I was a maiden and a mother, I was so busy with life, so busy, taking care of my children and my husband and doing things, taking them to ball games and, ballet and all of that. My schedule was cramped. And so some of those years, I didn't even really get to practice that much or do very much. Some of those years, I kind of shied away from the craft, basically. Some of those years was not because I wanted to or not. I just did not have the time, I thought, in my mind. And some of it was, I don't even know if I want to do that. So I was going through many stages in that. And the gift of being a crone at this stage in my life is that I can slow down. I have time to think and reflect. I have time to study. I have time to teach and share knowledge. I've been given, and it's this wonderful thing about time. I've been given the gift of time, but in this realm, I know that there may not be a lot of time left. And if you believe in a spiritual thing, I know that it's not the end of my time, even though it may be the end at some point of this physical body that I have. But my time is always going to be ongoing. So I feel like I'm being prepared and elevated to meet new realms. And so a lot of what's happening to me mentally is that I'm busting through mentally and, unconsciously different realms of thinking, different constrictions that I've put upon myself or I let society put upon me. And so I'm busting out of the box mentally in a lot of areas. Busting out the need to be defined by anyone, busting out of constrictions that because I'm a witch, I'm a terrible person, busting out of the realm of letting anybody say who I am and who I should be and how I should live. And I'm busting out of those confines because they've become too restricting for me. And in a lot of sense, I believe I've been given this gift of freedom. And it's funny thing about freedom. Sometimes when you've been in a box so long, it is difficult almost to imagine that you're free. And so I'm having to grow into the freedom, this gift I've been given. And I feel like God, Creator, is saying to me, go for it. Do what you want to do. You've reached this point in your life. This is the gift of life and time. Do what you want to do. And I sit here and I go, okay, yeah, I can do what I want to do when I want to do it. I don't have anybody to answer to. My kids are grown. My husband is in his world and he's in the same place and he's doing what he wants to do. And we're trying to define what that looks like for us and living that definition. So I'm saying all this to say, not even with society, what constraints, what roles are you letting them stifle you? And know that everything unfolds in divine timing. I had to learn that. So maybe right now, if you're the mother in the mother stage of your life and you're taking care of children and your husband and you don't hardly have time for yourself, much less for your practice. Don't worry about it. Do what you can when you can. And I wish somebody would have said that to me about it. And when we say our practice, really what I've learned is I live my practice. The practice is my life. In my life, I practice what I live. So they're two different words, but they're so connected. Live your practice. Whenever you can find the time to do what you do, live it. Live your practice. Live your life. Live your craft. That's the practice when you live it. You find these moments of time that you may only have 10 minutes to do things. Right now, I could take on, but I'm really only going to have about 30 minutes. And some of that I'm sharing with you, but I'm living it. You don't always have to be doing something. You don't always have to be doing a spell or, sometimes it's taking the moment to be quiet, to hear what your next move should be. Those are the most powerful times. That's the spell. Let the universe cast a spell in you and you be the spell and live the spell. That's powerful. I have this thing where, in hoodoo, you've heard of Gris Gris bags. I'm the Gris Gris bag. All the stuff that God, the divine, has put in me, all these things, all these thoughts, it's in me. And I release that to the universe when I want to, when I can, when I feel the need. The power of the Gris Gris bag is in me. The secret is I'm the Gris Gris bag. I'm the spell. cast your spell every day. Thank you. Just some thoughts. What do you think? Be blessed. Talk to you soon.